Marcus held a fancy pen in his hand. His fingers shook just a little bit. The paper in front of him looked important. Lots of words, lots of promises. If he signed it, he would make millions of dollars. Million. That's more money than most people see in their whole lives. Just sign right here, Mr. Reed, said Vincent, the translator. Vincent had a big smile on his face. Too big, maybe. His teeth were very white. His suit was very expensive. Everything about Vincent looked perfect. The restaurant around them was the fanciest place Marcus had ever seen. Crystal lights hung from the ceiling like frozen waterfalls. The floor was so shiny you could see your face in it. Rich people sat at tables, eating food that cost more than some people's rent. Marcus looked at his business partner, Tom. Tom nodded and smiled. This is it, Marcus. This deal will change everything. We'll be set for life. The foreign businessmen across the table smiled too. They spoke a language Marcus didn't understand. That's why Vincent was there, to translate, to help them talk to each other. But something felt wrong. Marcus couldn't say what it was. Just a feeling in his stomach, like when you know someone is lying but you can't prove it yet. He touched the pen to the paper. His hand moved toward the signature line. Sir, the voice was quiet but firm. Marcus looked up. A black waitress stood beside their table. She was young, maybe 25. Her name tag said Sarah. Her hands gripped her serving tray, so tight her knuckles had turned pale. I'm sorry to interrupt, Sarah said. Her voice trembled. But I need to tell you something. It's important. Vincent's smile disappeared. Excuse me? We're in the middle of a business meeting. Please bring our drinks and go. Sarah's eyes locked onto Marcus. Your translator is lying. The whole table went silent. Marcus's pen stopped moving. What did you say? Your translator, Sarah repeated. Louder now. He's lying to you. Those men aren't saying what he's telling you they're saying. Vincent stood up so fast his chair almost fell over. This is ridiculous. How dare you interrupt? I speak their language, Sarah said. She was shaking all over now, but she didn't back down. My mother is from their country. I grew up speaking it. And what they're saying, it's not what he's telling you. Marcus felt his heart beating faster. What are they really saying? Sarah swallowed hard. They're not offering you a partnership. They're trying to take your whole company. The contract says you give them everything. All control. You get nothing. That's a lie, Vincent shouted. His face turned red. She's just a waitress. What does she know about business? The foreign businessmen started talking fast in their language. They looked angry, worried. Marcus stood up slowly. His mind was racing. Why would a waitress risk her job to lie? She had nothing to gain. But Vincent was getting paid a lot of money to make this deal happen. Sarah, Marcus said quietly, are you sure? Tears filled her eyes. I'm sure. I heard every word. When you asked about keeping 50% of the company, they laughed. They said you were a fool. They said you'd sign away everything and not even know it. Tom grabbed Marcus's arm. Marcus, don't listen to her. She's probably jealous or something. Why would she even? Because it's the right thing to do. Sarah's voice cracked. Because my father lost everything when someone lied to him about a business deal. Because I know what it's like to watch your family fall apart when trust gets broken. Marcus felt something cold run down his spine. His own father. The memory hit him like a punch. Marcus was 10 years old. His father came home from work crying. A business partner had tricked him, stolen everything. Their house, their car, their savings. Marcus remembered his mother's face, the way she couldn't stop shaking. His father never recovered. He died 5 years later, still broken, still ashamed. Marcus had promised himself he would never let that happen to him. He would be smarter, stronger. He would protect his family. And now, here was his contract. This fancy restaurant, these smiling faces, this translator with his perfect suit and perfect teeth. Vincent was still yelling at Sarah. You're fired. I'll make sure you never work in this city again. She doesn't work for you, Marcus said quietly. Everyone stopped talking. Marcus picked up the contract. His hands didn't shake anymore. He looked at Vincent. I want to see the original, the one written in their language. Vincent's face went pale. That's not necessary. I've already. Show me the original, Marcus said again. His voice was ice cold now. Or this meeting is over. The foreign businessmen looked at each other. One of them said something sharp in their language. Sarah translated without being asked. He said they should leave. Now, before you figure out the whole plan. They started gathering their papers. Fussed. Too fast. Marcus watched them scramble. He watched Vincent try to smile, try to explain, try to save the situation. But it was too late. Marcus knew the truth now. And the truth had come from the one person in this fancy restaurant who had nothing to gain and everything to lose by telling it. He looked at Sarah. She was crying now, probably thinking about losing her job. Thank you, Marcus said. Sarah wiped her eyes. I couldn't stay quiet. Not when I knew. Marcus turned to the foreign businessmen. Get out. They didn't need Vincent to translate that. The foreign businessmen rushed out of the restaurant like their pants were on fire. Vincent tried to follow them, but Marcus grabbed his arm. Sit down, Marcus said. His voice was quiet, but it wasn't a request. It was a command. Vincent sat. The confidence was gone from his face now. He looked like a kid caught stealing cookies. Tom, Marcus said to his business partner, call Jennifer. Tell her to bring her laptop. Now. Tom looked confused. Jennifer? Your assistant? But why? She speaks their language too, Marcus said. She studied it in college. Remember? She told us at the Christmas party. Tom's mouth fell open. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Convenient, Marcus said. He didn't look at Tom. He kept his eyes on Vincent. Makes me wonder what else we forgot to check. Sarah still stood by the table. She looked like she wanted to disappear into the floor. Her manager was walking over, and he looked angry. Sarah, the manager called. What's going on here? Did you upset our guests? Marcus held up his hand. She didn't upset anyone. She saved me. She stays. The manager stopped walking. You don't argue with millionaires in fancy restaurants. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Sarah's eyes went wide. She mouthed the words, thank you. Marcus pulled out a chair. Sit down, Sarah. Please. I want to hear everything. Sarah sat down slowly, like she couldn't believe this was really happening. Her hands still shook. Tell me exactly what they said. Marcus asked gently. Every word you remember. Sarah took a deep breath. When you first came in, they were joking. They said American businessmen are easy to trick. They said all you care about is money. So you don't read carefully. Tom made a choking sound. They said that. Sarah nodded. Then Vincent showed them the contract, the one written in English. They asked if it matched the one in their language. Vincent said... She paused. Vincent said it was close enough, that you'd never know the difference. Vincent tried to stand up. I don't have to listen to this. Yes, you do, Marcus said. His voice could have frozen fire. Keep talking, Sarah. The contract in their language gives them everything, Sarah continued. Your company, your factories, your patents, all of it. The English version makes it sound like a partnership, 50-50. But the real contract, the legal one, it takes everything from you. Marcus felt sick. He'd almost signed it. He'd been seconds away from losing everything his family built. How much was Vincent getting paid? Marcus asked. Sarah bit her lip. 10% of your company's value. Once the transfer went through, Tom did the math in his head. That's $20 million. $20 million. That's why Vincent smiled so much. That's why he kept pushing Marcus to sign quickly. Don't overthink it, Vincent had said. Opportunities like this don't wait. Marcus looked at Vincent. Did you think about my family? My workers? The 1,000 people who depend on my company for their jobs. Vincent stared at the table. He said nothing. Answer me. Marcus's fist hit the table. Glasses jumped. Other diners turned to look. It's just business, Vincent mumbled. Nothing personal. It's always personal. Marcus shouted. Those are real people, real families. My father lost everything because of someone like you, someone who thought lying was just business. Sarah spoke softly. My father, too. Everyone looked at her. My dad owned a small restaurant, Sarah said. Tears ran down her face now, but she kept talking. A man came to him with a deal. An investor said he'd help the restaurant grow. My dad didn't speak English very well. The investor knew that. He made my dad sign papers, told him they were partnership papers. Marcus felt his heart breaking, but they weren't. They were transfer papers, Sarah whispered. My dad signed away his restaurant. Everything. We lost it all in one day. My dad tried to fight it in court, but lawyers cost money. Money we didn't have anymore. When was this? Marcus asked. 5 years ago. My dad, he couldn't handle it. The shame, the guilt. He died 2 years later. Heart attack. But I think he died of a broken heart. The table went silent. Marcus understood that kind of death. His own father had died the same way. My mom works 3 jobs now, Sarah continued. I work here at night, and I clean offices in the morning. My little brother is in high school. He's so smart, but we can't afford to send him to college. All because someone lied. Someone thought our family didn't matter. Tom put his head in his hands. Marcus, I'm so sorry. I pushed you to take this meeting. I didn't check. I wanted the money. I wanted the success. Marcus looked at his partner. Tom had been his friend for 15 years. They'd built the company together. But Tom had been so excited about the deal, he forgot to be careful. He forgot to verify. He forgot to protect what they'd built. You trusted the wrong person, Marcus said quietly. You trusted appearance over truth. Vincent looked successful, so you believe him. Tom nodded, ashamed. Jennifer, Marcus's assistant, rushed into the restaurant. She carried her laptop and looked worried. You said it was urgent? Marcus handed her the contract, the one written in the foreign language that the businessmen had left behind in their hurry to escape. Read this, Marcus said. Tell me what it really says. Jennifer read for 5 minutes. Her face got paler and paler. Well, Marcus asked. Sarah's right, Jennifer said. This contract transfers 100% ownership of Reed Industries to their corporation. You would own nothing. You wouldn't even be an employee. You just lose everything. Tom made a sound like he might throw up. Marcus stood up. He picked up both contracts, the English one and the foreign one. He held them in his hands. Then he ripped them both in half. The sound echoed through the quiet restaurant. I'm not signing, Marcus said. Not today. Not ever. Not with people who lie. Vincent jumped up. You're making a mistake. You could have been rich. I'm already rich, Marcus said. What I almost lost was my integrity. My family. My soul. He turned to Sarah. You saved me. You risked your job, your safety, everything. Why? Sarah wiped her tears. Because I couldn't save my dad. But maybe I could save you. Marcus couldn't stop thinking about Sarah's father, about his own father, about all the families destroyed by lies and greed. He looked around a fancy restaurant. Crystal lights, expensive food, rich people who probably never worried about feeding their families. And here was Sarah, working at night, cleaning offices in the morning, trying to send her brother to college, fighting every day just to survive, all because someone like Vincent thought lying was just business. No more, Marcus said out loud. Everyone looked at him. Sir, Sarah asked. Marcus turned to his assistant. Jennifer, I want you to do something for me. Create a new position at the company. Director of Translation and Communication. Someone who makes sure every contract, every deal, every agreement gets checked by multiple people who speak the language. Someone who protects us from liars. Jennifer nodded, typing notes on her laptop. That's smart. Really smart. And I want independent verification on everything, Marcus continued. No more trusting one person just because they look professional. No more rushing into deals because we're excited about money. Tom stood up. Marcus, I am sorry. This is my fault. I should resign. Sit down, Tom, Marcus said, not angry, just firm. You made a mistake. We both did. We got greedy. We stopped being careful. But you didn't lie to me. You were fooled too. Tom sat down slowly. So we're okay. We're okay if you learn from this, Marcus said. We're okay if you remember that doing things right matters more than doing things fast. Tom nodded. Relief flooded his face. Marcus turned to Sarah. She still looked scared, like she couldn't believe she wasn't in trouble. Sarah, Marcus said gently, tell me about your brother, the smart one. Sarah blinked. His name is David. He's 17. He wants to study engineering. He gets perfect grades. But college costs so much money. What if college was free? Marcus asked. Sarah laughed, but it was a sad laugh. Nothing's free. That's what my mom always says. What if I paid for it? Marcus said. The whole table went silent. Sarah's mouth opened. No words came out. I'm serious, Marcus said. You saved my company. You saved my family. You saved 1,000 jobs. How much is that worth? I wasn't trying to get a reward, Sarah whispered. I just did what was right. I know, Marcus said. That's exactly why you deserve one. Tears poured down Sarah's face now. I can't accept charity. My mom taught me. It's not charity, Marcus interrupted. It's a scholarship from the Reed Family Foundation for students whose families showed extraordinary courage and integrity. Your brother will be the first recipient, but he'll have to maintain his grades. He'll have to work hard. He'll have to earn it every semester. Sarah covered her face with her hands. Her shoulders shook as she cried. Marcus continued. And that new position I mentioned, Director of Translation and Communication, I want you to have it. Sarah looked up, shocked. But I'm a waitress. I clean offices. I don't have a degree. You have something better, Marcus said. You have honesty. You have courage. You risked everything to do the right thing. That's the kind of person I want working for me. But I don't know anything about business. We'll teach you, Jennifer said, smiling. We'll send you to classes. Training. You'll learn. But your job is to be our conscience, to speak up when something feels wrong, to verify what people tell us. Can you do that? Sarah nodded. She couldn't speak anymore. Too many tears. Marcus pulled out his phone. He made a call. Hi, yes. Marcus Reed here. I need to set up a scholarship fund. And I need HR to process a new hire. Today. Yes, today. He talked for a few minutes while Sarah cried happy tears, and Jennifer held her hand. Tom watched everything with wide eyes. Marcus, you're changing everything. I'm fixing everything, Marcus corrected. We got sloppy. We forgot that people matter more than profits. We forgot that trust takes years to build and seconds to destroy. He hung up the phone and looked at Sarah. Your salary will be $90,000 a year, plus benefits. Health insurance for you and your family. Retirement plan. Everything. Sarah gasped. 90,000? That's more than my mom makes in 3 jobs. Then maybe your mom can work just 1 job now, Marcus said softly. Maybe she can rest. Maybe she can breathe. Sarah hugged him. She just grabbed him and hugged him tight. Marcus hugged her back. Over Sarah's shoulder, Marcus saw Vincent trying to sneak out of the restaurant. Stop, Marcus called. Vincent froze. You're not going to jail, Marcus said. I'm not pressing charges. But I am telling every business owner, I know what you tried to do. Your reputation in the city is finished. Vincent's face crumbled. You'll ruin me. No, Marcus said. You ruined yourself. Actions have consequences. Maybe you'll remember that next time. Vincent slumped and walked away. A broken man who chose greed over honesty. The manager of the restaurant came over. Sir, is everything all right? Should I call security? Everything's perfect, Marcus said. Actually, I want to buy dinner for everyone in this restaurant tonight. Everyone. Tell them it's a celebration. The manager's eyes went wide. Everyone, sir? That's at least $30,000. Consider it an investment in joy, Marcus smiled. And bring Sarah's family here. Her mother and brother. I want to meet them. Sarah started crying all over again. 1 month later, Sarah sat in her new office. It had a window, a real window with a view of the city. Her nameplate on the door said, Sarah Mitchell, Director of Translation and Communication. Her brother David had just gotten accepted to the state engineering school. Full scholarship. He'd called her screaming with happiness. Her mother quit 2 of her 3 jobs. She worked at a bakery now. Just one bakery. She came home before dark. She smiled again. Sarah looked at the picture on her desk. Her father, smiling, standing in front of his restaurant. Before the lies, before the loss. I did it, Dad, she whispered. I saved someone. I made a difference. Her phone buzzed. A text from Marcus. Board meeting in 10 minutes. Need you to verify the translation on the German contract. Trust your instincts. We trust you. Sarah smiled. She grabbed her notebook and headed to the meeting. In the conference room, Tom was already there. He'd changed too. He asked more questions now. He verified everything twice. He learned that fast money wasn't worth losing sleep over. Marcus walked in, carrying his briefcase. He saw Sarah and smiled. Ready to save the company again? Sarah laughed. Always. And she meant it, because she'd learned something important that day in the restaurant. Something her father would have wanted her to know. The truth is always worth speaking, even when your voice shakes. Courage isn't about being fearless. It's about being terrified and doing the right thing anyway. And sometimes one person telling the truth can change everything. What did you think of Sarah's story? Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is speak up when everyone else stays quiet. Sometimes one honest voice can save 1,000 jobs. Sometimes doing the right thing doesn't just change your life. It changes everyone's life. If this story touched your heart, if Sarah's courage inspired you, if you believe that honesty matters more than money, then like this story, share it with someone who needs to hear that telling the truth is always worth it. And subscribe so you never miss another story about ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Because heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes they wear waitress uniforms. Sometimes they're just people who care enough to speak up. See you in the next story. Stay brave, stay honest, and never be afraid to say what needs to be said.